Welcome to Biz Dev Live. Today I'm going to be talking to you about crafting your message. For anybody that's looking for Biz Dev Live every day at 11 a.m. So I've had to be a little flexible lately and do shows at different times. I'm talking to you about I got the YouTube firing off here. So it's been wild with scheduling. And so forgive me, but I'm trying to create consistent content here. I'm squeezing some other shows in here. And we will have our interviews. I have Stephanie Lou tomorrow. I know she can't make it 11, so I'm trying to be flexible with folks and their timing. So we'll get those up. And so you can, once you see a notification come up that we're doing a show at a certain time, you can grab that if you can make it. And then that's great. And then always you can catch it on the replay. I create this content for entrepreneurs, by entrepreneurs, to provide those tips, education that can help you with your life. And today we're talking about messaging, and everybody, no matter where they are in the world, should be concerned about messaging in the workplace. If you're an entrepreneur, you need to be concerned about how you're selling, your message to your customers, your messages to your employees, the people that are working with you, vision, mission statements, all those things are really important. And you want to be able to message them and get that message to people in a clear, concise manner. And a big part of that is, how do you actually craft that message? And if you spend the time crafting your message, the more time you do that, the easier it is to actually create that message, say that message out. And so here are the short steps, and then I'll play the Biz Dev Live and we'll get into a little bit more. But for folks that are showing up, without further delay, right? If you want to craft a better message, these are the three things that I suggest you do. Draft your message with a clear goal, review and edit your message, and then rehearse your message and let other reviews. I'm going to go a little bit more into that today, but that's really it in a nutshell. I'm going to go into a little bit more of it. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. today. We'll talk a little bit about, I wish this letter, this letter would have been shorter if I had more time to write it. That is all about the crafting the message. Let me know where you're viewing from. Be right back with you right after the Biz Dev Live theme.
Biz Dev Live, Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time, live. Biz Dev Live, Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Leadership and motivation, empathy and inspiration, Biz Dev Live, Biz Dev Live, business development, not even selling it. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T, Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T. This is business development, not even selling it. This is business development, not even selling it. Biz Dev Live, Biz Dev Live, Biz Dev Live. This is business development, not even selling it.
Hey, Denise, want to say hello to you. I'll try to get my camera to be a little bit clearer here. For anybody that wants to experience the audio version of this show without having to tune into YouTube, the show is also going to be available, or will be available, or is available, I want to say, on Spotify and Apple. Anywhere you listen to your podcast, you can find us there. Just search up Biz Dev Live or Cameron Toth, and as always, you'll be able to see those shows pop up. Now, in terms of crafting your message, this is something that I work through for each episode of Biz Dev Live. What do I want to talk about? And when I have more time, I'm able to do a better job of it. One of the things that allows me to produce the content that I do, though, for folks that are interested in creating daily content or creating more content around their brand and what they're doing, is you got to spend the time on it, right? And so drafting your message with a clear goal in mind, what does that mean? Well, if you're talking about a year worth of content that you want to have a focused goal towards or running towards, or you're talking about an event, or you're talking about promoting a specific thing, what's the goal? What do you want them to do? And I see a lot of times people creating content all around, oh, this is such a wonderful event, but what is it that you actually want them to do? Do you want them to click through to something? Did you say that? And so that is what I mean by clear goal. If there's something in particular that you want people to do, and I want to say hello to Denise, Martha, thanks for tuning in. If there's something that you want them to do specifically, like if I want you to go subscribe to the YouTube channel, which I do, know that that's a clear goal and that you are pointing them directly to something. So go to youtube.com/Cameron Toth. I know that information and can give it to you clearly and concisely, right? And so that's what I mean by clear goal. So what is your goal? And then write that message around the goal, knowing very clearly what you want them to do. Don't have some other, side things. Just think about your goal. And there might be other strategies that you utilize, but make sure that the goal is happening for you. Excuse me. Review and edit your message. Now, once you have gotten your message together, this is where like the more time thing. So I always accredit this quote. If I had more time, would have written a shorter letter to Abraham Lincoln, but apparently there's a few different people that have utilized that quote. So this is something that is really, really important. In today's times with short attention spans, do you want to spend a long time talking about a lot of things? For a lot of people in my show, Biz Dev Live is too long for a lot of people. And I understand that. And I would create short things, and I know that I will in the future, but it takes time, right? To edit things down and rehearse and practice. And so that is something that if you want to get really good and have great messaging, you spend a lot of time and it's really short. And what does that look like? Well, that's a 20-second, 30-second commercial on TV. They've spent an extraordinary amount of time to create this copywriting that is going to be attractive. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You can usually tell when something does work that people have spent a lot of time on really honing in on one specific clear idea that resonates. And so you draft your message with your clear goal in mind, that idea that resonates, right? Review and edit your message, get that down. And then the third piece here, rehearse your message to let others review it. Now, this rehearse thing, I've talked a lot about this to people in terms of public speaking. The first time that I was really, really cognizant of how I spoke and the uhs and the pauses and things that I was doing while I was speaking. The first time that I really got cognizant of that was recording what I had written for a speech. And by practicing that out and by going through that speech, I was then able to see on the recording, oh man, this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm doing it. So that rehearsal piece, recording, looking at what you've done and putting that together, that is a big deal. And then if you can give that to other folks as well, to give their sort of view, their perspective on what you're doing, so much the better. Always take that with a grain of salt. Not everybody's an expert, and maybe not everybody's your target audience. But if you can give it to your target audience and they're impressed or not impressed, that may give you a gauge on how successful you were on delivering your message. I love the A/B testing thing. So if you've ever read the book 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferriss, he talks a lot about A/B testing. This is something that we need to do a lot more in our lives, doing something one way and then testing a different way, just so we can see, is something more effective than another thing. So I encourage you to do that with your messaging. So if you're trying to get ahead on the LinkedIn platform, Facebook, TikTok, wherever you want to be, trying to do something in a different way, not just doing it the same way each time and expecting different results, right? That's the definition of crazy, right? Doing something the same way and expecting a different result. So try some different things. At the very worst, you'll learn what not to do. At the very best, you'll learn more effective strategies for doing what you want to do. I hope this was helpful to you. I hope you go out and get your message out to the people. Happy Martin Luther King Day. he did an amazing job of delivering on his message. And in terms of speeches, we've heard a lot of speeches from a lot of politicians, a lot of people out in the world. The I Have a Dream speech, very effective speech, very famous speech. I doubt if you're listening to me today, you know all of the speech in its entirety, but you know that Martin Luther King had a dream. And you probably know that part of that dream was for a little black boy and a little white girl to be able to play together without the challenges going on in society. And so if you want to deliver your message and something that people can really resonate with, crafting that message and rehearsing it, and if it has impact on you, then it will have impact on others. I guarantee it. So practice your message, deliver it. Hopefully we all can have just a little bit of the kind of earth-changing impact that Martin Luther King Jr. had on the world. Go out there, be the change you want to see in the world, and be the light, as my friend Steve Spiro and Fanny Dunnigan both say. Be the light, be something that somebody wants to follow, be the change that you want to see in the world. I'll be here tomorrow, BizDev Live. Take care.
BizDev Live, BizDev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time, live. BizDev Live, BizDev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Leadership and motivation, empathy and inspiration, BizDev Live, BizDev Live, business development, not even selling it. BizD with C, brought to you by Cameron T, BizD with C, brought to you by Cameron T. This is business development, not even selling it. This is business development, not even selling it. BizDev Live, BizDev Live, BizDev Live.